Yo, what is up, pussies? We are back with another episode of MogCast, episode number 5. I am your host, Sush. This is my co-host, James. But it's not really like host. There's no main host.
There's no main host.
We're both co-hosts. I didn't mean to say that, but like you guys know what I mean. We started the podcast.
I'm host James. This is my fucking assistant, Sush.
Yeah, dude. Let me go get you.
He just makes jokes sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, we wanted to like introduce ourselves because there's a lot of people who watch our shit and they don't really know who we are. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm Brandon. Or Sush. This is my buddy James. Or Jam.
You got the Sush name from PlayStation, right? A lot of people have asked about that.
Yeah, dude, so many people. Listen, it's my gamer tag when I was a kid.
It works well. One syllable, everyone remembers it.
Yeah, and no one has like, the @. It's just like,
yeah.
I can actually, the one fucking.
What?
That one, the person who actually has the Sush @.
Yes, bro.
Because now we doxed her because like all they have to do is look up Sush.
Guys, if you're watching this, please, we beg you, do not message her.
Don't message her.
Please don't message her because she's like a nice person. Maybe, I don't know. But
yeah, we have no clue. I offered her, I don't think I offered her a number amount, but I was like, I will literally pay for your @.
And she blocked you.
And she blocked me.
Bro,
we literally sat down and wrote like this fucking insane paragraph.
Yeah.
We were like, I would love to buy your @. Like, I want your @. We'll set it up, and she fucking blocked me, bro.
Yeah, she blocked Sush, and then
I was upset because I wanted.
And she didn't open it. She wasn't like, no, sorry, not interested. Blocked. It was like blocked you immediately. Bro. I messaged her and said, hey, respectfully, my buddy is like, he's got a big following. We would literally pay you money for your username. Let me know if you're interested. Blocked me immediately.
I'd pay her.
Respond.
I'd pay her. I'm not joking. If for some reason she's listening to this, I'd pay you $5,000 for your @. I'm not joking.
Yeah, I mean, Sush Bra is good too.
Sush Bra is good, but fucking Sush is just so clean. SOOSH.
Yeah.
I would pay $5,000.
Imagine Sush with the verified blue check next to it. That would be the cleanest thing ever.
Clean.
And then I messaged her on James Spanish. And I'm like, same thing.
Did you actually?
Yes, I did. I'm like, my buddy's interested in buying your @. Please don't block me. We will pay you money
and she blocked
for your
you?
@. She blocked me, bro.
Guys, don't
message her. Please don't message her.
I don't think she's gonna budge. She's like a happy mom.
She's just gonna block you all.
She's a mom with like a family, but let's get into this fucking shit right now.
Yeah.
We accidentally fucked up the plug for Anabar. So just recently, this is the first time you guys are hearing about it. We just signed with Remington James and Anabar, Final Boss Nation. They're a supplement company, but
in the last podcast.
Yeah. So our podcast number 6, we talked about it, but we didn't realize that we were going to be doing this one before. So you guys are going to hear this. You guys are going to hear the same message.
Yeah, because we plugged it as if it was the first ever plug, but now we have to plug it as if because it's actually the first ever plug.
Yeah.
So basically, to keep this short, Remington gave us these bars for free. He wasn't. There was no inclination of potential sponsorship. He literally just wanted us to try them, let him know how we liked them, and maybe plug them. And we weren't planning on getting sponsored. I certainly wasn't. No. I was like, oh, Anabars, yeah, they're probably good.
He told me he was going to bring him to the gym, and I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. I'll toss him on your story for you because you got a big launch. Because, I like Remington. He's my buddy.
Yeah. And I think in the video, you can see in your video, literally 1 second after I took a bite out of this specific one, white chocolate, I just started laughing because I was like, there's no way this is a protein bar. This is a candy bar.
They are fucking ridiculous.
Tastes like a Reese's cup.
And like we talked to Derek. He's cool with us being with Final Boss. You can only use, so we have a 10% discount code. It's code MOG.
So it's both of us.
It's both of us. So that way you guys don't have to pick like, oh, which code do I use? Sush or James?
Yeah.
We're splitting the commission. It's going to go mostly towards like podcast shit, like probably new table and stuff like that. And then
tables are, I just want to say, new podcast table for a nice one. We're getting a nice one. It's $5,500.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But it is a nice table. It's like solid oak wood.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah.
This one's like, where do we get this? Like IKEA? Or no,
we got
like
$200 for the whole set.
Your mom got
the table and the chairs. Thank you, Mom. But the chairs are falling apart at this point.
Yeah,
because
we also set them
bodybuilders
up.
Sitting in them every day.
We set them up like idiots. But
that is true.
Back to this code MOG's gonna save you 10%. If you guys need a fucking protein bar, this is better than any protein bar you've ever had. I've had a lot of protein bars because I used to do a video eating protein bars every day.
This is disgusting.
Eating only protein bars for the day. This is the best protein bar I've ever had in my whole entire life. It is this one is 270 calories.
Yeah, they're all around 260, 270. So I will say, if you guys are trying to cut, I wouldn't have more than one of these per day just because it might be hard to fit it in your macros.
I have two.
Oh, you do? Well, we're both bulking though. If you guys are hard gainers like me and you struggle getting in your macros, this shit feels so much better to have at night because it tastes just as good as dessert. For me, this is like guilt-free dessert because it's all
got
whole
protein,
foods.
carbs,
it's like honey,
real sugar,
real peanut butter, but it's got 21 grams of protein and it's small and it's easy to eat and it tastes amazing. So that's why we reached out to Remington. We were literally like, dude, this is perfect. Please sponsor us.
So this is our first sponsor, and we're happy about that.
Yeah.
White chocolate is the best. Then it goes peanut butter. Then it goes cinnamon toast crunch. They're all good. I eat them pre-workout because there's only 2 grams of fiber, so the carbs and the sugar are straight in the fucking saps.
Yeah.
Huge pumps.
And there's fat in there too.
Match it up with the nitric, and you guys are fucking big pumps.
But that's what not to out Quest, but you know Quest bars.
Yeah,
try to keep
there's
it like
too much fiber.
Yeah, it's too much fiber, and there's not enough like fat and
dog
stuff.
Shit.
This stuff has like a small little bar has like 11 grams of fat. And that's how you know it's good because it got like real actual macros in it.
Good.
You know?
It's good.
But anyway, let's get right into it. Recap of the week. How's your week going?
I had a rough one, guys. So little story time. We'll get into my week. What we wanted to start, like each podcast, we do a recap of like what happened. Because usually there's some pretty exciting shit that usually happens. So
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Or it's like we just gym, sleep, eat, gym. And so a couple of you guys caught it in my last vlog. It was very small. It was probably 5-second clip where I'm talking about flirting with girls. And I'm like, I have to chill with flirting because I'm cuffed up right now. Only a couple of you caught it. You guys put it in the quotes in the comments and you're like, yo, is Sush cuffed up? So I was seeing this girl for about 2 months now. About 1 month of that, we were just kind of friends with benefits, and she was coming over and spending the night. And I made it clear to her, and I was like, yo, this is going to be, by the way, this podcast, I forgot to say, we weren't going to be talking much about sex.
So this
is a no sex podcast, by the way.
No sex, no gear, for the most part. If it comes up naturally, we'll cover it and try to move past it, because I know we've been talking about sex and gear a lot.
Yeah, and the next podcast is with the porn star, so there's enough sex in that one.
Yeah, exactly.
So she would come over and, was friends with benefits. And we weren't exclusive at the time, so she was okay with no elf coming in, and she was okay with other girls coming in and out. And then we hung out too much. It was my fault, and we ended up catching feelings, which is not good. Especially when you just want to keep friends with benefits. When you're trying to be with other girls, it's like you can't catch feelings with one girl because it's just bad, bro.
Yeah.
And so we ended up dating, and we were
on a whim.
Yeah. We were dating for about a week and a half, and we had Mila, the porn star, over this past weekend, and I'm not going to get into the details, but I told James later that night, I was like, man, like I really don't think I'm right for this girl because I'm thinking about thoughts about other girls, and it's like, if I'm thinking that, then I shouldn't.
You're in it for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think she's into me more than I was into her. And so I was like, James, what do I do?
I mean, I think you guys were both pretty into each other. Like, I think you were
and
very into her, but I just think that you were honest enough with yourself, which I respect, to be like, I'm still in my hoe phase, and like I need to get this out of my system, or no relationship is ever going to work. And it would suck to meet the one, and you haven't gotten it out of your system yet, you know?
And you guys know that I'm in my hoe phase, and it just like, I like being with other girls. I like being with a lot of girls at the same time. So whatever, I had to cut it off with her. And the reason why, so I had to do it over the phone. And because last time,
Sush got a big heart, bro.
Yeah. So last time, I tried to break it off with her. She stormed out of the house, and she was upset, and she was crying, and I couldn't live with myself, like seeing her like that. And I literally ran outside. James was sitting here on his computer
playing Fallout.
Yeah. I literally like ran across the house and caught her in the driveway, and she was crying, and I was like, come back inside. Like, let's talk. Cause I felt so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And that in that moment, that was when we started dating.
Yeah.
It was almost like, cause I almost felt so bad. I was like, fuck, the only way that I'm going to be able to keep you comfortable around me, or like what would you say?
Keep you happy.
Yeah, keep you happy and not lose you is if we started dating.
But also, it wasn't even the way you put it to me. You kind of said like, we're already basically dating. We have these feelings for each other, and it's like you thought at the time, if you both had feelings for each other, you both like spending time together, it wouldn't be that hard to be exclusive. And I think for a bit, you were actually like convinced, like you deleted the girls off your Snap, closed down the Tinder. You were like, all right, I'm in this.
Right.
And then I think shortly after you realized I'm not in this.
Yeah. It's exactly what happened. I deleted the girls off. I deleted girls off Snapchat. I deleted Tinder, but like I would still go on Instagram, and I'd like, you guys saw me on the vlog. I was low key like DMing girls, kind of just like flirting, and like I would comment on girls' TikToks. Like, and she ended up seeing one of them, and she was upset. So, yeah, I had to break it off, and so I did it over the phone because if I did it in person, I wouldn't be able to go through with it because I just see her cry, and then So I did it over the phone. She ended up actually like not saying anything and kind of just hung up. And I wrote her like this big paragraph last night, or was that last night? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote her a big letter that pretty much Gary from Young LA told me to do. He was like, you should really write something, and I was like, okay, I will.
Yeah.
So I write it, and I was literally like pouring my heart out, bro. Like I like teared up. I was like literally Madrid was in the living room, and he heard me like sniffling in my bed or in my bedroom.
Oh, really?
He was like, and when I walked out, he was like, yo, are you good? I was like, yeah, dude. I was kind of just tearing up. He goes, oh, I thought I heard like you sniffling. So wrote her this, and then like, you know, it kind of just ended there. And she said, we can't really be friends because she doesn't want to catch feelings and she thinks that'd be stupid of us, which is true.
Yeah.
So that's like my little, and I've never been in a relationship, like I said. So that's my little relationship breakup thing.
Yeah. I've been in two, but one breakup where I had to break up with her. So I kind of knew, like, because you were talking about it that day, like you weren't getting cold feet. You knew you had to do it, but your stomach just hurt.
Yeah, dude, I was so anxious. We went to the gym, and I knew that I was gonna call her after the gym. Bro, we were at the gym with Marco, Jack Italian, and I was just like so anxious the whole time.
Yeah. Because you knew it was coming that night.
Yeah, and I like when we got in the car, we were sitting in the Chipotle parking lot. I was like, "Fuck, dude, do I call her?"
Yeah.
And like I asked James to stay in the car. He was like, "Should I leave?" And I was like, "No, can you stay?" And, like, well, she wasn't even on speaker or anything. I was literally just talking, but I just liked him being there because I was fucking so like, dude, my stomach was like knotted up.
Yeah, you got it pretty good though. You just called her up, bang, 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 every bullet point.
Yeah,
I had
recited it. I had recited it in my head 500 times.
Yeah, no crying, no nothing.
But
just
I think
bang, bang, bang.
I think a lot of you guys, you DM me about like, yo, how do I like, I'm having breakup issues and stuff. It's different when you're the one breaking up with them. It's a little less hard on you, but I don't know. For me, it's just like you got to get back. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you know, when like the next day, which was this morning, you know, I got
back on track.
Got back on track, bro. Downloaded Tinder and everything. Just got to get your mind off of that stuff. And yeah, but I think when you're in a relationship and you're like thinking about other girls, bro, like get out before you can, because get out now before it's too late, because then you're really gonna fucking break her heart. When you're dating for like 6-8 months, but really 3 months of those you have lost feelings, bro. You need to get out as soon as you can, because then you're really gonna fuck her up.
That's true. I mean, if you've emotionally broken up with her, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's what happened to me.
Talk about your story.
So real quick, I just want to say with what you said, if you're thinking about other girls, that's true. But like obviously, with a lot of guys, you're gonna have a girlfriend, and like you're still gonna look at like another girl's ass as she walks by.
Yeah.
We're not saying like break up with her if you like look at another girl's ass and you're like,
literally,
oh shit, I looked at another girl's ass, I got to break up with my girlfriend now. But if we're saying, if you're thinking like, I want to sleep with other girls so bad.
Yeah, bro.
Like, oh my God, I want to sleep with them so bad.
And trust me, when Mila was here.
Yeah. And it's just like, if you're thinking that, and then the afterthought is, damn it, I can't because I got a girlfriend, that's when you should reconsider. But if it's just a look, but then you think,
Yeah, don't take it
whatever.
don't take what I said too literally.
Yeah.
Is what he's trying to say.
But with my breakup, it was definitely like with you, what I respected was that you noticed you hadn't lost feelings, but you just noticed that it wasn't going to work in the same day you broke up with her. Now with me, it was a little bit different because she was my girlfriend at the time was in a bad place, and when we'd started the relationship, she wasn't. So it was all kind of rosy and great when we first started, but then after a while, she just kind of slowly got into a bad place mentally, and I felt like it was straining me a lot because I've always been pretty mentally strong. I will say that. Like, I've definitely been sad in my life, but I can't say that I've ever been, like, depressed. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a big difference. So I was kind of like her emotional, like, boulder, like the shoulder to cry on, but that takes a lot out of you as the person that's being the boulder.
Yeah.
That takes a lot out of you because...
It's like, I didn't ask for this.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not even that. Like, I wanted to help her, but sometimes some things are just unhelpable. And, either a psychiatrist or something like that is the only thing that's really going to help, or just time and self-reflection, and all I was really able to do was just be there for her and be like, listen, like, I hope I still love you. Like, my feelings are still really strong for you. Can you tell me, like, what's wrong? And I would try to pry and really, like, help her. Mm-hmm. And that takes emotional energy out of you. And I really did want to help her, but there was just nothing I could do. And I think I'm pretty good at helping people. I think I'm pretty good at coming up with, like, solutions and making people feel better. But I just, towards the end, I felt completely powerless at being able to do anything at all. And it got pretty bad to the point where I kind of just had to be like, and this sounds cruel, but there were some points where I just had to, it was like 4 a.m. and I had a class at like 8 a.m. and I had to be like, I think we both know there's nothing I can do to help you. And I have to wake up. I can't stay up all night. And this has been going on for hours. Like, it was really, I gotta say, it was really driving me insane. And it wasn't her fault. Like, she wasn't doing anything wrong because she couldn't help herself. But just that whole thing, as well as some other things, just over the course of the whole relationship, I'd kind of become disinvested, but I couldn't morally, like, I couldn't break up with her while she was going through it like that. So I kind of waited for her to get on her own 2 feet just enough. And then I ended up I still felt like I couldn't really pull the trigger because she was my first girlfriend and we were each other's firsts.
Yeah, you were low-key scared to break up with her.
Yeah, because I was like, this is my, like, first everything besides, like, kiss.
And that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, people get trapped in these relationships where it's like you're too scared to break up with them.
Yeah.
Whether it be because you're afraid to be alone or you're afraid what they're gonna do, like how sad they're gonna be.
Yeah, well, and also after a point,
you gotta be selfish, bro.
These people, when you really fall in love with somebody, they become a part of you and a part of your identity. And you share so many experiences and thoughts with them that their self becomes integrated into you. So that's why when you break up with them, it's so hard and you feel like you don't really know yourself as well as you did before, because there's this massive void that's left in your identity, basically. Like, this person that became kind of synonymous with you is now just gone, cut off. So now it's only like half of you left. And it's like, it's the worst feeling ever.
Yeah, I've never felt that.
Yeah, I can't put it into words, but you feel like half of yourself and it just sucks. But
so what'd you do to, like, get over that?
Well, I can
imagine in a relationship like that where it's that serious, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I think it was a little bit different in that case, because that void that I'm talking about, where it leaves this huge void, that had slowly been opening and been closing simultaneously over the course of months. So I'd already kind of distanced myself, so she wasn't like as big of a part of my identity at that point, because I'd already become somewhat disinvested. So when I officially cut it off, that was kind of just like ripping the Band-Aid off. But the wound underneath had already 99% healed. You know what I mean? But it still sucked, especially just because... Sorry?
I was just going to say that's like the difference between you and I is like with my thing. I just ripped the Band-Aid off and there was literally no warning, dude. Everything was going... In her eyes, everything was going great.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, I'm like... Fuck.
But it also lasted much less long. Mm-hmm. Like, you guys hadn't really become like...
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
We were close, but we weren't as close, nowhere near as close as you were with...
Yeah, so, but still, like, I had become somewhat disinvested, which does make it easier on your end, but it doesn't make it easier seeing her reaction, especially if she's still really attached, especially if she's kind of relying on you. Like, that was... I knew that I wasn't doing anything wrong, but, like, looking into her eyes when we broke up and just, like, seeing that look, I will never forget that. Like, the way that she looked at me like I was like she was an animal backed into a corner and I was, like, about to deal the death blow. That's, like, the way she looked at me, and I was like
helpless, bro.
Yeah, like, so helpless and vulnerable, and I just just felt so bad.
I couldn't do it in person. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that I would, like, I don't think I'm ever going to break up with someone in person, dude, because if I see them like that, like, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'll literally be like, no, I was joking. Like, this is
But here's the thing. For one, I wouldn't have been able to do it if it was something like my current relationship. Like, yeah, I could never fucking do that because I haven't become emotionally detached. But at that point, I'd already kind of become emotionally detached enough to officially break it off. But regardless, just seeing another human being, regardless of how detached you become from them, seeing another person with that look in their eyes and knowing that you're the one kind of dealing the blow, just, it makes you feel bad. It makes you feel like a bad person, even though you're not.
Yeah.
You know? But that actually happened. The only reason I think I was really able to pull off the Band-Aid officially is because, hold on, I don't want to burp into the mic. Is because I went and saw David Lade again. Someone commented on the last podcast and they said David's name has come up in all 4 podcasts now, and that's actually true.
Oh,
really? Because in one of them,
he's had a pretty big impact on your life, right?
Yeah, and
for sure.
Well, especially like when I was first getting started and when I was younger, getting into fitness, but also just like we were very close at one point. Mm-hmm. We shared like a lot of very deep talks, but so I went and visited him early 2019, and his a relationship that he'd went through was strikingly similar in a lot of attributes to the one that I'd went through, or that I was currently in at the time, and he explained kind of his process of breaking it off, and we also took LSD together later that trip. So we were together, we were hanging out for like a week or so, and kind of having that kind of conversation where the subject gets teased. Like,
were you guys tripping when you had this?
Wait,
were you guys tripping when you had this conversation?
No, this was before Inception, where the seed is planted.
Oh yeah, you plant the seed in their mind.
So he put the seed in my mind of just like, this is holding you back so much because you have another person kind of relying on you for everything, and you are the kind of person that's willing to give everything to help them. But that means you can't give anything to yourself to help yourself, right?
You're selfless.
Yeah. So, you're saying I'm selfless? I mean, yeah, that's essentially what you're saying. But I was also like really attached to her. Mm. So, I wasn't really even thinking about it in that way, but then I realized, like, yeah, I'm really not giving any of that mental energy to me. It's all going to her because I want to help her, because I feel like I'm strong enough to deal with it. But there's only so much mental battery you can you can have. And if you're spending it all on someone else, you got none for yourself. So when we had that conversation, it kind of planted the seed. And then we took LSD, and it was just like a very, I mean, if you've taken LSD, you haven't taken.
Well, you wanted to. We wanted to, but I bitched out.
Yeah, and it wasn't really that serious anyway. The subject kind of got brought up. And
I was like, yo, bro, we should definitely take this LSD on this next rest day. And the rest day came around, and we were like, nah.
Well, it's just like
I'm scared, bro, because I can't even fucking smoke.
I can't smoke weed either. Weed affects me poorly. I've never had a bad trip on LSD, ever.
Bro, but like that's because you're already fucking third eye. Like, for me, it's
But I wasn't when I first took it. And I wouldn't say... I'm not saying, oh, yeah, you're right, I am, but I wasn't when I first took it. I'm saying I'm not now, and I wasn't when I first took it. I'm maybe a little bit more now, but it's just that it comes down to setting, and dose. But really, it's set and setting. Those are the most important things. Your mindset and the setting that you're in. If you go to a horror movie on LSD, you're going to freak. But if you're with close friends and we go out and it's a beautiful day outside and we go out for a walk, I really don't see anyone having, I mean, there's some people, but most people are not going to have a bad trip under those conditions. Anytime I've heard of someone having a bad trip, personally, it has been they're in a crowd of like a bunch of their friends who are like drinking and being rowdy and being superficial and just like, yeah, bro, take drugs, bro. Yeah. And it's just not conducive to a positive LSD experience. LSD, acid, same thing. So if I refer to it as acid, that's LSD. But yeah, like a lot of people notice, because we did a video where we may or may not have slightly been under the influence of LSD. And basically everyone in the comments was like, okay, they clearly either took mushrooms or acid.
Yeah.
Because
you
like,
showed me a clip.
Anyone,
you showed me a clip. I don't know if it was you or David, but one of you was on your back
on the ground.
You were on with the pool stick. The pool stick going pool stick, like it was swinging like a
David
pendulum.
David was recording me, and I've never heard him laugh that hard.
Yeah,
dude.
And he put it in the
dying.
He put it in the video. It was like a 45-minute video, right?
Yeah,
I remember skipping to a part, or you showed me a part where you.
It was like an hour and like 15 or something. It was an hour. It was a long video.
Dave had like shot an arrow into a tree, and you guys thought it was the most fascinating thing.
Well, this was crazy, and I think this may or may not have made the experience better for Dave, because I think it was his first time doing it, maybe his only time ever. I definitely taking a dose like that, but he didn't know like how it was gonna be, and then his very first shot with the bow, from like 50, 60 feet away, he hits a perfect bullseye, which is like 2 inches across. And he thought, I mean, obviously he didn't literally think he had magical powers, but he was like, we were both so shocked that it was so much like endorphins all at once that I think that kind of positively influenced the rest of the trip, you know, because it was such like a fun, like, holy shit thing to start it off with.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we were on boosted boards, we went hiking. It was fun, but
maybe we trip on LSD and then I'll like go rub one out, and then all the dopamine hits, and then I'll have a good trip.
That's not what you're thinking about on acid.
You're not horny on LSD?
You're not
horny,
scared, but you're not horny.
I'm just scared.
You're thinking like sex is such like a primordial kind of like gorilla man fuck,
you
know?
Yeah.
And when you're on LSD, at least with me and the people I've taken it with,
you're not thinking about sex.
It's definitely, I know this sounds cliche, but it's like a very spiritual experience, and you're not thinking about sex, and you're not thinking about anything petty. Like, we would never be like, oh, bro, did you see this Instagram post? Oh, bro, what's your thoughts on this person in the industry?
Yeah.
You know, if you mention that, or if I mention that to you while you were tripping, you would laugh in my face and be like, what the fuck? Why do I care about that? You know, It's that kind of mindset where it's like, we have bigger things to think about than this low level stuff.
Dude,
you know?
maybe we should do a podcast where we're just on like LSD. It's like a 5-hour podcast. It's like 5 hours of us just like talking about crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I'm like, dude, literally, I can't. You guys know, I can't fucking smoke. Okay.
I can't smoke either. No, but go.
I was just
go
going to
ahead.
say, bro, like when I was in high school, I would smoke and I would have decent experiences. But now, like recently, I think it could just be because of my current state. Because I'm okay. Like we're doing this for work. Like this is I'm a businessman, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the current state with like anxiety and stuff, maybe I don't know if it's anxiety or what the fuck it is or stress.
Background mental noise.
Yeah. Like sometimes I can't sleep at night because I'm just my mind's just thinking about like, yo, how am I gonna do this? How can I monetize that? What am I doing over here?
What am I gonna do in 10 years?
Yeah. So my mind's fucking crazy, and so I would think maybe weed would fix that. So I'm not gonna get into who, but we had people over, or I had people over. You weren't here. You were out of town, and we smoked. And dude, I thought I was in a good environment. I was with Madrid. We were with these other people. We had like the house was empty,
chill.
bro. It was so chill, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to have like a dope ass time. Took like probably it was a joint. I probably took like four hits. Yeah, 4 rips, hits, whatever. I'm not a weed man, okay? I don't know. So take 4 hits. And dude, I was so fucking high. At first I was like, okay, like I'm pretty baked. Like this is dope. And then I just like, dude, my heart starts slowly pounding. And I'm like, okay, like let me relax. Let me just like chill. Let me go on my phone and let me sit down. And it just keeps on going. And then one of the people here was like asking me all these questions, like trying to bring me out of my shell, and I started freaking
because that was the last thing you wanted to do.
I started
at the time.
freaking the fuck out, and Madrid could see it. He was low key, like I'm pretty sure he literally like pointed at her, and she was and kind of just outed her, but he literally pointed at her and was like you need to stop because like Sushi's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah,
and I was like not answering. I was on my phone. I came over here and sat down to kind of separate myself, and I started getting the munchies, and at this time. I was like recomping. This was like when I was doing my recomp a couple of months ago. And so I was like kind of slowly bulking up, and I was still pretty insecure about like eating and shit. And so when I started eating, cause I had the munchies, dude, I was so fucking, I thought they were all looking at me being like, yo, this motherfucker.
Yes, bro.
I thought this motherfucker was looking at me going, yo, this motherfucker eating right now. Like, yo, look at him. He's eating because like the whole time we were making jokes about like, oh, bro, can I eat this? Or how many calories is that? Or can you eat that? Are you sure you can eat that? Did you track that? And bro, that got in my head so fucking bad when I was high. Like I literally wanted to like fucking just sober up. Like I was about to inject CBD and just like, just sober up. And I was so scared. And the thing is you guys tell me, oh, switch the strain, switch this, switch
Fuck
that.
that shit, bro. Fuck that.
I took edibles, okay? So I'm fucking, this is when I was in LA with John Skywalker. He gave me 65 milligrams of an edible, and we were in Cali, so it's legal, blah, blah, blah. I go to LAX. This is an airport that I've never been in my life.
And a big airport, too.
Yeah, this is an airport I've never been in my life,
biggest
which is
in the world.
fucking stupid of me, okay? So I'm at the hotel. I had to drive from, where does John live? Anaheim, I think.
Is it like 3-hour drive?
Yeah, 3-hour drive. I was in Gary, the owner of Young LA's car. I drove it from LA to Anaheim, collab with John, drove back to LA, didn't sleep. It's 9 a.m.
Edible.
Didn't sleep.
LAX.
Took an edible, drank some coffee.
What, like 70 milligrams or something?
Yeah, 65 milligrams.
That's a lot.
I didn't know. John was like, here you go, bro. And I was like, oh, word. It was chocolate. It was good. Yeah. Went to LAX, never been to that airport before my whole entire life. And dude, it hit when I got around to my terminal, not my gate, my terminal, and I like start freaking the fuck out. Same experience here. Heart sounds pounding. My hearing was heightened, bro. My hearing was literally
all your senses are just kind of bombarding your brain.
There was somebody vacuuming the airport, bro. It sounded
like 30 feet away, and you're like, "What's that,
dude?" And no, bro. 30 feet away, it sounded like dude homie had the vacuum in my fucking ear, like this.
Yeah,
and I was literally like,
I've experienced that before.
Heart's pounding, bro. I'm crying, bro. I swear to God, this is
I shouldn't be laughing, but this is funny as fuck.
This is in October. I'm crying, bro. My sister, she's a stoner, so I call my sister, help. What the fuck do I do? I'm gonna freak the fuck out. She's like, oh, just enjoy it, relax. Like, bro, that is the fucking dumbest shit. And I call my buddy, my stoner buddy. I'm like, dude, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah. Homie, just relax, enjoy it, breathe. Bro, you're fucking stupid, dog. I can't do that right now. I need a better explanation, but obviously I just have to write it out.
Yeah.
And the thing why I was so scared I know you want to say something. The thing why I was so scared is because I was so tired because I hadn't slept that night.
So you were disoriented. Your
Yeah.
brain wasn't functioning properly. Then you throw 70 milligrams
Yeah.
of THC on top of it.
Bro, I was afraid that when I was sitting down, I was going to fall asleep. But the only thing that was keeping me calm was sitting. But I couldn't sit because I was afraid I was going to fall asleep and miss my flight. No one was going to wake me up. So I'm pacing around.
And you're overthinking that on weed. So you're like, do I sit? Do I stand?
Yes,
do I do
bro.
a little half sit and
No,
stand?
dude,
like
I was
this?
literally standing straight up. And bro, I had just bought a really expensive bag. And I had the bag and I was like, bro, are these motherfuckers about to take my bag, bro? Like I was so scared that people were going to steal my shit.
In the middle of a wide open airport.
Luckily, bro, my bag has like my name on it, and they're like, bro, someone gonna steal this? Like, obviously, no one's stealing my shit. Really nice black lady comes up. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna be honest. Can you fucking help me out here? Like, I'm just make sure I get on this plane." She's like, "For sure, I got you." I told her, I said, "Hey, I'm."
So could she like tell that?
I was like, I told her, I said, "I'm really fucking high." She was younger, so I was like, "I'm really fucking high. Can you just make sure I get on this plane?" She's like, "Yeah, no worries." I get on this plane, bro. As soon as I sat down.
Out.
I fucking passed out. I don't know. I woke up.
Still high.
I don't know. I was on the aisle seat. I don't know if people were sitting inside of me, but if they were, they would have to literally crawl over me, bro. Because I woke up. No one was next to me. I was the only fucking person on the flight. And I was baked, bro. I was baked. I wasn't that anxious. I was just fucking baked.
Yeah.
Because I had slept it off, kind of.
Yeah, and then you ended up coming back to the Airbnb, bro. And you walked into my room. I looked at your eyes and I just started laughing. I've never seen eyes that red. And this is like 10 hours after you took it or something.
Yeah, bro, it's weird. When I'm drunk or high, my eyes get bloodshot no matter what. No matter what the amount, when I'm drunk or high, bloodshot eyes. It's just something that happens to me, and they get really chinked. Like, I'm already Asian.
Like squinty?
I'm already Asian, so they get really fucking... I can barely... They feel open, but I'm like this, bro, and they're fucking bloodshot. And I slept for what? 14 hours? Well, I ate some shit.
You slept for a long time.
I was hungry.
Bro.
I was hungry, so I came back to the Airbnb. I ate some shit, and bro,
But you were like chilling at that point. You were just like, bro, that was so
fucked.
scary.
That was fucked. I was so scared. I was crying.
You were funny though when you came back and you were, and at that point you chilled out. You'd taken a nap, and you were just funny because just like when you're sober and you watch people that are super high, everything they do you just laugh at. Yeah, because you're like, bro.
And I know you want to say something again, but I do have to say this. You guys are like low. You were in a bad experience. You had no sleep. You were in a unfamiliar environment. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm at Madrid's house, bro, in Illinois. Weed's legal. His brother gets me 60 milligram edible. I'm like, okay, this is the same amount.
That's a lot, though.
I know, I'm an idiot. I'll go, this is the same amount that I took in LA, but this time I'm with friends. I'm with Madrid. I'm with his family. I've been in his house a million times. Yeah. I'm going to be chilling. Yeah. Bro, I take it.
Not chilling.
Freak the fuck out. And this time it's like, it's a little different because I am familiar with the environment. It was more, he was playing music at a very quiet volume. And I was like, dude, you got to turn it down. We went into the car. We went and picked up food. I was in the passenger seat. I thought he was going to fucking crash. I literally thought he was going to crash. And I'm like, dude, you got to slow down. What are you doing? Why are you driving like that? Yeah. He's like, bro, I'm driving normal. So I don't know. I just can't do THC, guys.
It's okay with me. It's funny because when I was in high school, like everyone was smoking at that point, and I was like, oh, you like gotta smoke because you gotta be like part of the cool kids, you know, classic. And I would smoke, and like I wouldn't really like it. I wouldn't like the feeling all that much. Sometimes I would, but it was weed for me has always been like a powerful like psychedelic, and like I get really in my head. I think about things in a way that no. Okay. There's a difference between like hallucinating, tripping, and having a psychedelic experience. I think the root word for psychedelic is mind revealing. So you can not hallucinate. Everything looks normal, but just the mindset you're in is psychedelic. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but it's usually a very kind of rough psychedelic mindset. It's sometimes it's constructive, but a lot of the times it's very like self-deprecating, and I get down on myself. And I totally experienced the same thing of just like thinking the eyes are on you. Like you'll be sitting in the back of a room and people won't even be looking at you, and you'll be thinking, bro, they're definitely thinking like, what is this guy doing? They're not thinking about you, bro. They're focusing on GTA.
But I wish, I could somehow know that.
But so when you're on it, obviously you don't know that. But anyway, throughout high school, I kind of smoked it, and then I stopped around junior year because kind of cleaned up my act, realized like the gym is way better than this. I don't need to have like these kind of surface level, superficial friends, like more like friendly acquaintances, you know, just by smoking with them, because I don't really share anything in common with these people. So I will focus on lifting, gonna stop smoking because I don't really fuck with it.
It's expensive too. Fuck
Yeah,
that,
if you're smoking a lot.
Fuck that.
And it just didn't feel right. But I'd still dabble occasionally, especially if like it was, you know, prom or whatever, and we go back home and there's a party and it's getting passed around, like, yeah, I'm gonna partake. But then there was one experience. It was with my ex-girlfriend, and she was pretty big into weed, which I
the girls,
unfortunately got her into. She'd never smoked, and I was like the one who like introduced it to her, and she loved it.
I feel like I feel like there's more stoner girls. Yeah. I know more stoner girls than I do stoner guys.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know why that is.
But hold on.
I was gonna say, bro, you can still hear me, right? Yeah. Obviously, because I'm talking, not like, bro. I was gonna say,
I gotta put my headset on, man.
Bro, I was gonna say, oh yeah, like I would be down to try to smoke again, but like literally microdose it and see what would happen. Like maybe like 5 milligrams of an edible, or like smoke a joint and like 1-2 hits. You're done.
So this one time with my girlfriend, I'm like, she had these edibles that she got, and I didn't really know what proper dosing was. I only took a 30 milligram edible from what I can remember. I think it was 30. Which
how much do you think you weighed at the time? Because I feel like weight
165.
Yeah.
So I wasn't heavy, wasn't light. I was kind of just like normal weight.
That's probably a lot, bro.
But I'm a lightweight with weed anyway. Okay. So on top of that, my body weight was low, but already, like even now, you could give me one hit from a bong and I would be very high. And dude, I had no tolerance at the point.
We got to get high in the podcast.
At that point. And I took the edible. The come up is okay. It's kind of just like giggly or whatever. But then once it really starts, dude, she took 120 milligrams.
Oh my God.
And she was chilling.
She's just blessed with weed genetics.
I know. But
some people are just built diff, dude.
But anyway, I'm on 30, and I'd say like a normal amount to get like moderate level high is like 10 to like 12, 10 to 15 milligrams.
For sure, 10.
So I'm on 30, 10. So I'm on like 3 times like a moderate high amount, and I didn't really know, and she was obviously telling me like, oh, I'm taking 120, you'll be fine with 30. But she was actually just a beast.
Yeah, no, that's the word. It's like, yeah, we're different, bro.
Yeah. And and I remember I was in the kitchen. Oh, dude, this is a dark memory. I was in the kitchen and I'm talking to her, and this is where I'm starting to peak, like the highest blood level concentration. And the part of my brain that takes words and forms sentences with the pronouns going here and the nouns going there and the verbs going here failed. So I had the words in my head that I wanted to say, but I had no way to concoct them into strings that actually made sense. So I kind of like said a few discorded words, like
they were in the wrong order or something.
They just didn't make sense. It was weird.
Like past tense and present tense type shit.
Or just like instead of saying like give me that bar, it would be like bar give that me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
how we talk on text. It's like how we
like as a joke. Yeah. But so I wasn't
Broken
really
English.
talking
Broken
because
English.
as things went to come out of my mouth, there was a part of my brain that was like, bro, this doesn't make sense what you're about to say. So I would like stop. I'd stop what I was saying. And I'm looking at my own girlfriend, who I'm supposed to be super comfortable with, and I'm starting to get like self-conscious and anxious. And I'm just looking at her silently because I'm realizing like, I don't know how to speak English right now, which is fucking crazy because I don't know how to speak any other languages. So I have no other way to communicate with her. I don't know fucking sign language.
Yeah.
So I managed, I guess, adrenaline fucking hit, and I was able to get out like, something is really wrong right now. And she was like, oh, what's going on? Like, what's the problem? And I'm like, I don't know how to talk.
Yeah.
And she was like helping me out, but she was probably like, bro, what?
She was no, in her mind she's thinking, damn, homie cannot handle his weed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she knew that though. She knew. I always told her I was a lightweight, but at this point, I was probably sophomore, freshman in college, and I don't know. My grades weren't even really that bad. I think I had like a 3.5 GPA. Like I was a pretty good student in computer science, but we go upstairs and we lay in bed and she's like, okay, just try to like sleep it off, which my heart's like, doosh, doosh, doosh,
Yeah.
doosh. Like that's not going to happen. Right. But I lay down and I can like feel my heart. I'm worried that she can feel it. I'm like, is she going to notice my heartbeat? Like just stupid shit like that you think other people are noticing is like, no, she probably doesn't notice. I'm breathing hard. I'm like, is she like noticing how hard I'm breathing? And then I start,
It's the little shit.
I kind of just roll over away from her because I just need some like alone time. And my brain is just like, what are you doing with your life, bro? What are you in school for? You have no passion for this. You don't even know what assignments you have due next week. And you're up here just because like you're prioritizing this feel good feeling that you're having with your girlfriend over like actually making progress in your life. Like you got to get your priorities straight. But it was almost like a voice in my head that was really like not like a constructive way. Like I would tell
like
you
blunt,
like, yo, Sush, I just want to tell you, bro, you should really blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was not like that. It was like almost like, fuck you, man. What are you doing with your life? You're a failure.
That's scary
You're
as
going to
fuck.
fail. You're going to be a failure. What are your parents going to think of you? Do you want to grow up to be a failure with your parents? And I'm just like, what did I sign up for here, bro?
Yeah,
Why did I take this edible?
Yeah.
And I'm at this point, I'm literally crying. And I'm like 18 or 9, probably 18.
Sophomore
And I'm
in high
literally
school?
just like, no, college. College.
Probably 19.
Yeah. Or I can't remember. I was either freshman or sophomore. I can't remember. I was 18 probably. And I'm just like, and all these other things, like, it was all just about my life and the direction my life was going and shit that I wasn't really ever like worried about. And I guess the silver lining was the next day I went straight home and did all my homework and passed in all my assignments because I'm like, I'm not being a failure. But
maybe that's what you need, a little kick in the ass.
Well, that's because that's what I'm thinking is like, yes, weed is psychedelic and yes, it's not a fun experience, but I think occasionally it can be constructive for me, if my shit is not together, like, and I need like a very painful kick in my ass to like get my stuff together, but it's not, I don't think it's always accurate. I think sometimes I'm actually doing okay, but I could be doing better. But weed makes me feel like I'm doing fucking awful and I'm a failure and I should be doing the bare minimum. But it's like, no, I'm actually doing pretty good, but I could be doing better, right? So weed just makes like, sometimes it'll be like that, but then other times if it's lesser, it'll be little things like, and it's funny because people in my family have also had this sort of experience where it's like a very specific thing. And it's funny that this very specific thing other people have noticed too. But if any of you have noticed this on weed, I would love to hear it in the comments because so far I've only heard people in my family that have mentioned that this happens. But I'll be like at a social gathering, party, whatever. And for some reason, I will just like focus on one person, maybe the person that's like talking the most or trying to have the biggest presence in the room. And I don't normally do this when I'm sober, by the way, but when I'm on weed, I will just like dissect their whole personality based on their body language, things that I would never even notice when I'm sober, but I'll be noticing their body language, things that they're saying, the way they're phrasing things.
Pick them apart.
And I'm just picking them apart and I'm like, oh, he just said that because that's like that's a reflection of how egotistical he is. Like little brrr, just picking them apart for no reason. And then once I'm done, I just like look away and like focus on something else. Bro, when I'm sober, I would never do some shit like
That's
that.
so weird.
You know? So like I'll notice things about people, but I would never just like hone in on them and just observe them and everything about them and then just like do a little psychological profile on them.
Bro, no joke though. I actually do think we should do future podcasts like on different drugs. I feel like that'd be super sick.
Well, just for reference, we're not doing anything like cocaine, meth, heroin, anything that's like heavy.
Yeah.
Because when people think drugs, that's kind of what they think of. They think like PCP.
Nah,
heroin,
I feel like
all
when
that
you
kind
think
of stuff.
drugs, it's like weed or something. But on a different note,
Sure.
We're both beautiful drunks.
What do you mean?
Like, I think that like me drunk is the most fun person.
Yeah. For me, yes,
Like,
to a certain level. You've seen me
Yeah,
too
yeah, yeah.
drunk.
It's too
You've
bad.
Seen me
It's,
too drunk.
well, it's for everybody. It's like too bad.
Yeah.
But I feel like where the classic question: do you like drinking or smoking?
Drinking.
It's like, yeah, dude,
100%,
drinking
bro.
100%. If drinking was 0 cal, dude, I would love to do it like all the time at like gatherings and stuff. It's just so fun
I guess if
to be able to not give a fuck.
if it never like made me feel sick and wasn't like bad for your liver and all the other shit,
GHB.
I'd probably get drunk. Or not drunk, but I'd probably get like buzzed pretty often. But it's just like I'm kind of a heavyweight when it comes to liquor. And for me to kind of feel anything at all, like even a slight change in consciousness, right? I need to have like a few drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll notice like, I'm like a little bit buzzed, right? But for some people, it's like one glass of wine and they're kind of tipsy, right?
For me, it takes about one beer or like one White Claw, something like that. It'll take me because I haven't drinking in a while, and I only do it. I'll binge like once every 2 months, right? Because they call it binge drinking, where you don't drink and then you just like party. So it's like
I haven't seen you do that while you're here.
Well,
Have
no,
you drink while you're here.
yeah, like when girls come, like sometimes when girls come over.
But that was more a tactical.
No,
maneuver.
but like that one night where you and it was I don't know if I should say this, but fuck it, I don't really care.
No, don't say it if you don't think you should.
No, I don't give a fuck. So it was like you, Hannah, and then Noelle and I.
Oh, okay.
And we came back from the dinner place, and
you wanted to drink.
No, remember you went to the gas station, and we were all gonna like come back here and like party a little bit, and then you and Hannah kind of just went off and did your own thing. So then Noelle and I were like drinking, and that was more for. It wasn't really a tactic. We just drank to get drunk because getting drunk was fun.
Yeah, but I mean, it definitely is not like an issue that you have.
Oh no,
like,
it's not binge.
Never.
It's not. Like I'm not saying it's like a binge, but that's what they call it, is when you don't drink for like people will be like, I binge on the weekend. So like you don't drink during the week, like a college kid. You don't drink during the week, and then Friday, Saturday you fucking drink.
Okay, then I binge like twice a year.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
But the thing is with me, when I drink, the more alcohol I have, the more alcohol I want to have. And that's the issue, is like as I get
you don't
drunk,
know when
I'm
to
like,
stop.
yeah, let's go. Like I'm one of those types of drunk people where my energy just gets so high and my inhibitions are just not.
But that's why we're the most fun, dude.
Where I'm like walking up to people and I don't know them. I'm like, yo, my boy, what's up? How you doing?
Bro, let's talk about, because no one really knows like the origin of it. I think it was in my vlog, a very small fragment of my vlog when we were in at the Airbnb. And dude, we were where did we go? It was like it was summer
Justin J Fit.
Yeah, it was summer shredding.
He had like an Airbnb.
Yeah,
or he knew someone that had one.
It was summer shredding. They had an Airbnb in Sugarland.
Oh my god!
So like all these.
If you went to that, I'm sorry if I met you.
Dude, I'm sure some of them are watching for sure, because like they keep up in my DMs and stuff.
Yeah.
We were at whoever's house it was, and dude, there were all these fitness influencers, and we're all just getting trashed. Like, we pull up in this Uber. It's me, you, Lex, and Aaron. Lex and Aaron don't drink. Or I don't know if Aaron doesn't.
She doesn't, no.
So Lex and Aaron don't drink, but then we were pre-gaming at the Airbnb with White Claws.
Yeah, we probably had like 5 at the Airbnb.
Yeah, so
and then
we're
already
pretty fucked.
I wasn't fucked, but I was just moderate level drunk. I was like 5 out of 10.
Yeah,
like,
you were buzzed.
I feel good.
You were buzzed. Yeah, I was drunk.
Yeah, and I show up, and there's these like 3 guys who I've never met before, who are now my best friends.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
at that moment,
they had
they're
known
like,
us. They had known us.
Yeah, but
and they greeted us with like,
yeah. So I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And I saw one of them was holding a handle of tequila.
Yeah,
and they were just drinking it out of the bottle, and I'm just like eyeing it, but I don't want to say anything because I don't know them. And I think one of them noticed I was just staring it down. And the thing is, if I ever saw that sober, I'd be like, oh, if I had a sip of that shit would make me feel, that would make me feel like so nauseous. But I'm already kind of drunk, so I'm like, more happy juice?
Yeah, bro.
You know? And he passes it over to me, and I'm just like,
You took big pulls. Like I'm talking like probably 2 or 3 shot worths of pulls, multiple pulls.
Yeah.
So like probably 6 shots.
Yeah, in one go. And I'm not thinking how many shots worth of liquor is this. I'm just like, I had a little tequila, you know?
And
I'm not thinking
it doesn't
about
help.
like,
It doesn't help that they were like, oh, keep going.
Yeah.
The classic, like you see a guy getting tossed. It's like,
if
keep
I'm
going.
If I'm drunk,
I don't got to take care of this
If
guy.
I'm drunk and someone says keep going, or multiple people are saying keep going, there is not a limit to how much I will have in that one jug.
Yo, honestly,
like, I will just keep going.
Fuck the guys who tell you keep going. Because like, bro, it's like, to me, it's like, yo, I kind of got to take care of this guy. You don't have to take care of him. So it's like, yeah, you're going to tell him, yo, keep going. Like, you don't give a fuck about him if he's got to go back to the Airbnb with his homie.
We go in there.
Shout out anyone who was there, because that was
and
actually,
it was popping.
Yo, we should hold a summer shredding. Yo, summer shredding, maybe a little party here. We do like the same. Actually, we don't.
Maybe. Do we want to dox our location or get like a?
Oh, never mind.
Airbnb.
Yeah, we'd have to get an Airbnb with a pool like that.
But
Anyway,
it was popping because it was
so
an Airbnb. It wasn't someone's house, so they got the nicest Airbnb. There's a pool. It's a big house. Like it was nice. And we get in there. I don't even know how much I had. Maybe like another 10 drinks or something. Like I was shotgunning because I wasn't really like a big partier.
No.
In college, I'd been to maybe to like 10 parties in my life, and I'm like, but I was never against them. I just didn't like. Again, it's the thing about alcohol. If I'm not drunk, I'm not going to think, oh, I want to go to this party and get drunk. It's only if like either my roommates dragged me or my friends dragged me. I'd be like, all right, I should probably go, you know? And then once I'm there, it's over because I'm just like bang, 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 one after another.
Whoever invited us, it might have been Justin, I don't really know. And we were like, yo, let's go.
Oh my God. The same thing happened with Hannah. But anyway, like I got way too drunk when I was with her and I visited her. And that's a funny fucking story, but maybe I should wait till she's on the podcast because that was funny.
But I was like, we should go. We should all fucking pregame and then we'll go. And so once you started drinking at the Airbnb, it was over. But when we were there, it was so fun. And honestly, so this was September. So October, September. We came we came down here in October. It was middle of October. It was mid-October. And I'm not gonna lie, it was low key for me. I probably had 40K Instagram followers. So for me, this was a big like ego moment for me when I came here and like all these big influencers are like,
yo, seeing your shit,
yo,
so
shoosh, and I'm like walking around and I'm hearing shoosh, and I know, and so they're coming up to me, greeting me with drinks, and I'm like trying to put on a show, obviously, because I have something to prove, and I'm like out here like drinking. So we just got absolutely trashed, and we went back, and then you ended up being huge dickhead drunk boy. And we have Snapchat memories, but lost them.
Not dickhead angry, just dickhead like
obnoxious.
No regard for how obnoxious I was being.
Yeah,
you know,
you were like, make me chicken tendies, because we were. It was like an inside joke because we were called like, we would always have these chicken tenders, and I would always air fry them and like make them for them, and so he would be like, make me tendies, and like Lex was like shaking his head, and like Aaron was like doing one of these, and I was like, bro, I'll make you tendies, go in your fucking bed. And you were like, no. And I was like, bro, you're a king. I was literally like, go eat him in your bed, king. And I was like trying to get this guy in his bed because I knew once he would lay down, he would have just passed the fuck out because he was that drunk. And it was just a constant battle of trying to get this guy into bed.
Because I was still on go mode. If you guys had wanted to stay there for like hours longer, I was ready because like I'm saying, it gets me energetic. So I was not about to go sleep. I would have just laid in bed and been like, tendies.
Yo, not to be a dick to any of the females at that party, but that was low-key a sausage fest, and the females that were there were either cuffed. If they were hot, they were cuffed, and if they weren't hot, they were not hot.
I wasn't even paying attention to that.
I'm a horny drunk.
Yeah. No, I was just like,
I'm a horny everything.
But yeah, because it was my first time like ever shotgunning a beer, because I'd like, or maybe I'd shotgun one at like a party or something, but
we were shotgunning.
I hadn't shotgun much. That's all I knew. So it was like a new thing, and you introduced it to me, and I'm just like,
this is so easy.
And then and then I'm like tapping you. I'm like, bro, let's shotgun another one.
And I'm over here like, bro, like relax. Like I'm really not trying to shotgun because I'm like full as fuck. There was pizza there, bro. No one gave a fuck about the diet because all the kids, all the guys. So then
I was just
there,
grabbing like random people at the party, like, yo, shotgun this beer with me.
Yeah.
And random people were doing it.
And low key, we built like some, like I still follow some of them.
We got some friends.
Yeah, we made some connections. But it's like, yeah, dude, low key. We're walking around, yo, shotgun this, or like, because you wanted to drink with people. You didn't want to be the only guy. Like, you didn't want to be alone. No one wants to be alone shotgunning a beer. Like, what?
Yeah.
You want people to be like egging you
So
on, or like you're doing.
I
it
had
with
to
people.
get people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was really fun. Honestly, that was a really fun.
It was fun. Like, yeah, I was obnoxious towards the end, but I don't remember any of it, so it technically doesn't exist in my brain. All I do remember is throwing up a lot, and I'd never thrown up from alcohol. I thought I had such a big ego because of that. I'm like, bro, I'm iron stomach. I've never thrown up from this. And when it came out, it all came out.
That's how it is. That's how it is. Well, no, I don't remember that because I was fucking sleeping.
Oh, true.
And you said that you were in the bathroom hacking it up.
Yeah, it was probably about 30 minutes of throwing up because I would and I didn't even. It wasn't even so bad. Good. Like as I was doing it, like I would, like as there was stuff coming out, I was just like, this isn't bad.
No, that's exactly how it is.
Because it was just all like liquid.
That's exactly how it is, and it feels good. You want to do more.
Yeah,
you want to throw up more.
Purging it out of your system.
Yeah, because it's poison, bro.
Yeah, it's literally poison. So, and I'd do it, and then I'd be like, all right, there's no way I drank more than that, and I'd go back into my bed, and then I wouldn't even feel sick. My body would just be like, chop, chop, time to puke, and I'd be like, okay. And then I'd get up and I'd puke like the equivalent amount. And I'd be like, okay, definitely no way I drink more than that. And then it like just kept happening.
But once you puke, you're almost like, you know, the classic puke and rally. So do you know the puke and rally?
I don't think so.
Or like the nap and rally. You can call it nap and rally, or people also puke and rally. Dude, so you're so fucking hammered that I'm not saying go do this, but you force yourself to puke because you're that hammered. And for some reason, I don't know if it's placebo, but I mean,
it makes you more drunk.
No. It can't be placebo because it happens. It is so true for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You puke, you instantly feel better, but you're still drunk. So it's like whatever alcohol you had in your stomach that was getting absorbed is gone.
Yeah.
And then you're left with the drunk that you have that you should have been.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
You're not puking out the blood,
right?
The alcohol in your bloodstream.
That's what's weird about it. Yeah. But there's something there. There's no more alcohol in your stomach, so there's no more alcohol going into your bloodstream. You're just left with the shit that's already there. And you wait about 5 minutes, bro. You feel like you feel just perfectly drunk. Like you're at like the perfect, for me at least. Every time I've done that, I'm at the perfect drunk. And like in my situation where this was most apparent, I was fucking hammered. We were day drinking all day, and it was nighttime. We still were drinking beer. Like beer. I don't know if you've ever had a beer bong.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing, better than shotgun, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Beer bong like all day, and so I fucking puked, and I was so hammered, and I was like, "Give me more!" Like I was so the puke and rally, bro. I puked. I felt like shit. I puked, and I was ready. And then I'm not gonna get into it because we're not talking about sex, but I was so confident. Like I went and hooked up with a girl, and I had fucking barf breath.
Oh, that's the worst.
I feel so bad because I didn't even I didn't even bother like putting toothpaste in my mouth. I was like, yo, let's fucking hook up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that. And so it's just like the puke and rally, bro. Something about it. Or like the nap and rally. You take a little nap, wake up in 30 minutes, and you're fucking ready to go in your house. Like just get in house. But dude, as much as I love talking about being drunk, we can't. Like for me at least, like I can't get back into that habit of just like drinking.
Yeah, see, for me it was never really a habit. That's what's weird is every time I drink, I don't know why this is, but every time I drink, I have a great time.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to drink the next day.
Bro,
or
you're just
the
mature.
next week.
You're straight up mature. That's what it is.
No, it's not that. It has nothing to do with a conscious decision because it's not like
addictive personality, maybe.
No, because I do have an addictive personality. I don't know what it is. I think it's such a task to get there. It's the same thing with acid, right? I've never had a bad experience, and every time I do LSD, it is spiritual and opens my mind up, and I usually discover something new about myself or think about something that I've been putting off because I'm either scared of thinking about it or don't want to think about it, right? But you'd think, oh, that sounds like such a good thing. It's self-reflective. It makes you learn something new about yourself. Why don't you do that every week? It's like, it is such a mental task to trip for 12 hours. I remember after the first time I ever tripped, I said, I was hanging out with my girlfriend at the time and my best friend at the time. And I said, I feel like a steam train just rolled through my brain.
After a trip?
After a trip. I'm like, I feel like a steam
That's how I feel
train
after the podcast.
It was like that, but on a whole different level. I mean, I was just like, whoa, like that. My brain has no juice left in it. And I don't know if you've ever seen a brain scan that shows brain activity, and the parts of your brain that are more active light up red.
Yeah.
And, right.
No, I have.
The sober brain versus brain on LSD, and in sober brain there's like a couple red spots, and on LSD the whole brain is red, like it all just brain activity, and that's why you think about things that you've never thought about before, because there's literally new neural pathways and connections that when you're sober are physically impossible to have. So
You think it's true where they say you only use like 1% of your brain? Is that true?
I think it's like 10%, but
on LSD it's like
no. I think it's that I could be wrong about this, but I think what they're saying is your conscious mind only uses 10% of your brain power. The other 90% is going towards like organ function, like making your heart continue to beat, all that kind of stuff. You're using 100% of your brain.
That's just a stupid, like, you only use 10% of your brain.
Yeah, if you used 100% to be conscious, then your heart wouldn't beat, your liver wouldn't work, because like your brain has to send signals to other parts of your body,
Someone fact check that?
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
I mean, I don't want to get into my first acid trip just because I don't want that to be the last thing we talk about, because that's such a long conversation. And if people are receptive to what I've already said about LSD and they really want to hear about it more, then I'll definitely talk about it the next time we do a podcast.
We can definitely talk about it with Ryan Russo.
Has he done it?
He's really into that shit.
Oh, really?
And that reminds me, I wanted to talk about, well, I don't want to talk about it this podcast, but we were talking about getting so fucking baked, but then, and he's the only person who like be documenting injectable CBD, which like supposedly kicks the THC off the receptor and then replaces it with the CBD. And then,
so it's like you're not high.
And then you just sober up immediately. He said he's been like stoned off his ass. We'll obviously get him on the podcast one time. But he was like stoned off his ass and just like
it took injectable CBD.
Two pins of CBD and then sober, bro. Straight sober, which is crazy. That's fucking crazy. Imagine going from anxious, insecure, panicking, heart beating to just snap of a finger, bro, after a pin, and you're good. Imagine that. We got to get him on, Ryan Russo.
Yeah.
But dude, you want to talk about fucking cornballs? Because I've been meaning to talk about
we can talk about some cornballs.
The cornballs in the industry.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I don't want to.
We're not outing anybody because once again, actually, no, I don't want to. Well, you guys already know.
I don't want to.
Yeah, you guys.
If you know them. Okay.
If you know, you know. There's some fucking cornballs in the industry, and it's like we were talking today. It's like how many times? Okay, our videos, every single one of our videos are very similar. But how many times are you going to do the,
what is it like? Oh, like rate my physique or whatever, and like
asking
not to out the divine semen sucker himself, Connor Murphy.
Yeah, the old.
We should talk about that, bro. The semen thing. I'm writing that down.
There's not much to talk about.
There is not much to talk about. That's true, but a lot of people wanted us to talk about it.
It's like, what am I gonna say? Like, dude, it's fucking gay. It's fucking gay.
It's not even that it's gay. It's just like,
I mean, I've tasted my own. I can't even cap. We're not going to get into this, but I've tasted it just like to taste. And you're capping if you haven't. Have you?
Maybe. No.
Oh, you actually haven't?
Maybe.
Yes or no, bro? It's an easy question.
I don't know, man. I can't remember. but Connor Murphy, he used to be. I don't know.
He used to be just so aesthetic, and he had the YouTube game figured out. I don't know if it was fucking staged or not, but he would go up to girls on Venice.
Were you in the industry when he was?
No, but I saw the videos,
old videos
because they were just so popping.
Yeah,
and I would watch them, and I'd be like, "Damn, this is kind of dope."
Yeah.
So, it's essentially like going out and asking. It's like the videos where it's like going out and asking girls, "Oh, dad bod or ripped bod?" And like you have your like fat buddy next to you and you're shredded, and it's like, yo, would you rather fuck this guy or that guy?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, how many times can you guys do the same video with it a little bit switched up, like dad bod or ripped bod? Or
I feel like Jeff Side, low key, he wasn't the one that did those specific types of videos, but he kind of introduced the whole aesthetics in public idea. And I feel like Connor Murphy was the one who really capitalized on. Because Jeff Side would go and like pose in public.
I think
and
Ziz
that kind of shit, and Ziz too.
Ziz,
yeah,
like
obviously.
the end of his reign. Rest in peace. the end of his content where he was like walking around like at
aesthetic
the
in
festivals.
public, and then it was
Yeah.
Jeff's side, and then
Side
Connor
picked it up.
Connor kind of incorporated like
Monetized
live
it.
girls' reactions.
Yeah.
Like, let's actually, instead of just poking at the idea of aesthetics in public, let's literally like get super aesthetic and go in public and like get these reactions from girls. But that was back in like 2016 or some shit.
Yeah,
when he
and that
started
was sick, bro. I like those
because
were
he was the
dope.
first one that was really doing that kind of thing.
Those are dope as fuck. And it's like, bro,
But
we've
honestly,
seen this.
even at the time, I watched his workout vids because I wanted to like, obviously see how to get a physique like that. But I couldn't really sit through a whole video of like Omegle reactions.
I would skip.
Yeah, I'd skip around. Maybe I'd watch like the first couple and be like, oh, that's cool. And I'm probably 17 at the time. Or I'd watch, or maybe 16 at the time. Or I'd watch, some of his like, oh, like if I do this, then will you let me kiss you? Or if I do this, will you let me like get your number?
Like Prank Invasion.
Yeah.
Do you know Prank Invasion?
No.
Oh, well, it's like essentially he wasn't a fitness influencer, but he was like, yo, rock, paper, scissors. If I win, will you fucking eat my ass? It's like shit like that. Or like you kiss me.
Yeah.
But yeah, how many times are you gonna do the same video, going out in public and doing this shit? And it's like,
well, it's
asking females, and it's asking girls, and I think it's because that's like the main thing is like asking girls this because that's gonna get the
because
lower
people
age.
want to see it, bro. Because people like the younger
they're targeting
kids,
the younger.
They
the younger
literally
audience.
want to see it from the horse's mouth, right? They want to see the girl say, "I love your body," because then they're like, "Oh wow, I'm totally gonna get to the gym today. I'm gonna have a fucking killer
That's so
workout."
true. Yeah, it's like
they want to
motivation.
see the girls say it, and they want to see the girls do it, and like, oh my god, is this girl actually gonna make out with Connor Murphy just because he's sexy? Well, I gotta watch this one, right?
Yeah.
But like when you're 20, 21, like you're not gonna watch that kind of shit, right?
Definitely going for the younger audience.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, Connor nailed it, but that was Connor. And then because he made that sort of blueprint, that's the word I was looking for 2 podcasts ago. He made that sort of blueprint where this is a type of fitness video that you can create. You can either do the like vlog EDM music over your fitness edit. That's one blueprint. But then this other blueprint is like go up to girls in public and say blah, 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 or like kiss them or fucking get their number, right? But he kind of nailed it. And then everyone else after him is kind of just riding that wave. And it's like you got 100, maybe 1,000 fucking guys trying to copy that because they're all like, oh, if it worked for Connor, it must work for me. And it's like, no, after a certain point, that kind of content just gets oversaturated. We already have old videos from Connor we can watch. There's a million other people that have tried to do it. It's like that kind of thing is only going to last for so long. And I don't know. It doesn't piss me off when I see it, but I'm just like,
For me,
here's like another video of like the same shit, Connor Murphy.
For me, it's like, because I go and I look at the comments and people are finding them in like this video. They're like, yo, this video is insane. Bro, like who is watching this, bro? Because I try to watch it and I'm like, okay, this video's got X amount of views. It's got to be
good.
It's got to be sick. It's got to be so dope.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it and I'm like, bro, like this shit is so fucking corny. How are y'all watching this? Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay.
Well, it's because it's like 14 to 16 year old.
Exactly.
You know?
And I wonder what.
But I'm not saying like, dude, when I was 16, I wouldn't watch a video like that and write a comment and be like, oh my God, this video made my dick so hard. Like, I would probably find it corny even at that age. Yeah, so I don't think it's every 14 or 16 year old that's going to, like, there's a lot of 14 to 16 year olds that are going to watch that shit and be like, this shit is cringy and corny. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to out anybody who has, because you mentioned Omegle, which made me think, because there was like a big Omegle push, like aesthetics for Omegle. I know I'm not outing them. Alex Eubank, Jesse James West did a video, I think.
He did one of those Omegle videos?
Yeah. I didn't know. I think he did 2. And then like Brandon Clark, shout out Brandon, you're a really cool guy. So those guys, and they saw them get views, and so they have done like 2-parters or whatever, and like
dude, I mean, I'm not saying that they don't get views, and I'm also not making a character assessment of the people that are doing the videos. It's a business decision.
Yeah,
we could go out, me and Sush could go out, and we could fucking take our shirts off for girls on Omegle.
Well, not right now. Well, for me, not right now.
When we're cut,
yeah.
And record their reactions, and they'd be like, "Oh, wow, oh my god!" But it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it would get views, but bro,
you said,
come on.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I don't know how to put it into words. It's just like, yeah, it gets views, but it's just not my thing. But if it's someone else's thing, then like enjoy it while it lasts. I don't think that it's gonna last forever. Like I think you're gonna have to switch it up at some point.
And if you do enjoy those videos, cool. But I don't know how you could love those vids. But I'm not. I kind of sound like a hater. I feel like to be honest.
I guess. But I mean, we're just giving our honest opinion, and it's like to anyone you said Alex Eubank did it. Alex, cool guy. Jesse, cool guy. Other person.
Brandon Clark, cool guy. I'm not saying like these guys are cringy and corny because they made these types of videos. I'm saying those types of videos are corny, but it's like to each their own. But it's just that I think that if you make those types of videos so much and they keep getting views, you get like addicted to it. Yeah. And that kind of becomes your identity. And you can see what happened with Connor Murphy, where some people might say it was for publicity, and maybe at this point it probably is. Like drinking another guy's is probably publicity. I should probably bleep that. Didn't you get a video like restricted algorithmic wise? Yeah.
You said, okay. Drinking another man's semen. It's at this point it probably is. But when he made that video and he was kind of crying, I don't know if you remember that, where he was like suicidal.
Oh yeah.
And
was that fake?
No, because his buddies like that were not. It was not publicity. Like there were guys. This one guy's name is Brett Maverick. He makes like some self-improvement videos on YouTube, and he's not like popping on IG. So it couldn't have been for publicity, because how much publicity are you really going to get from that? But he was just posting stories, and he was like, guys, this is not a joke. This is not for publicity. We don't know where Connor is. He's a really good friend of mine. Apparently he was spotted on like Venice Beach. We're going to look for him right now. The cops are being called. It was a whole thing. There were a bunch of people looking for him. And that was after he took ayahuasca, which is another psychedelic. And this kind of ties back to the thing I said about LSD, where it's going to make you think about things that you've been putting off thinking about. And one of those things might be every single person on this planet knows me for one thing and one thing alone, and that is being superficial to women on Omegle and making these kinds of videos that don't represent who I am at the core, and I'm kind of living a lie. And I think getting all of that reality smacking you in the face all at once on the most powerful psychedelic drug in the world, ayahuasca, DMT, is enough to make someone whose entire identity is built around a facade. It's enough to make them have a full-blown identity crisis.
Isn't it like it called an ego death or something?
It's kind of different. Ego death is like during the trip, you like lose your sense of self. I never had one, I don't think.
But you don't know who
I think he came out of that and probably was like,
because he's living
my
like
whole life
life
is a lie. Yeah. And you can kind of tell if you watch the video. I think he took it down, but he was like basically admitting that. He was like, I'm like fucking all these girls because I'm like trying to prove something to myself. Like he's being very open about all these ways that he is lying to himself. And this was directly after he took ayahuasca. And then clearly the guy has changed. It permanently changed him. But I think that was just too much for him to handle. So I don't want to. I'd rather make less money and not put myself through that. You know, not build my life around someone that I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, and we're not saying that they're doing that. It's just like, but
if I think that they could easily go down that road if you become addicted to that type of content and don't incorporate enough of your true self. But I don't know, maybe there's some people that are built for it and they can handle it. Clearly Connor couldn't.
Well, he also did take fucking ayahuasca, but whatever.
Yeah.
But going back to what you said the blueprint that we have is vlog, fitness, music over it, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why I like that so much is because, dude, we literally like,
it's kind of just our lives.
Dude, I'm not lying, bro. I literally pick up my camera and I do the same thing every day, but this day I decide, okay, I'm going to pick up my camera and film today.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing changes, bro. Like that's literally our life.
Yeah.
And that's why I think our videos do as well as they do for them being literally just us. Like, because we're like, people find us so
authentic, and the reason they find us so authentic is because we're not going out of our way to do content.
There's no,
our content is what we normally do.
And I know people who write literal scripts.
Scripts of like what each person says.
Yeah, bro. Imagine writing a script for a video, and it's like, bro, what? Like, imagine if we did a script and I was like, yo, bro, so here's what you're gonna say, and then I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna
you're
cut
gonna
the camera,
laugh,
and then I'm gonna cut the camera, and then we're gonna go do this, and then dude, like, imagine doing that. I
like the most quote unquote scripted we ever get for a video is like,
we'll say,
hey, I'm filming today. Do you want to go like bowling or something so that we have some content?
Yeah.
It's never like we're going out of our way. It's just like, hey, let's not be lazy pieces of shit today so that I actually have something to film. You know? But we're not like scripting anything. We're just maybe going to Topgolf or going to, Starbucks or dinner or something like that. Yeah. Just something to film. And
or maybe sometimes we'll say a joke off camera and I'll be like, yo, that was too funny. Just say it again.
Yeah. That's happened maybe twice.
That's
twice.
A little bit of a script. Honestly, if I
like
if I'll do something really funny and I'll be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because I'm funny off the camera too. So it's like, if I do something so funny, I'm like, dude, yo, I got to do this again. Record this. Like, oh, I should have had the camera on, record this. And then I'll redo the joke.
Right. But I mean, honestly, it's usually 99% of the jokes happen on camera first time.
Yeah.
I can think of like once or twice, maybe 3 times like we've had to refilm a joke.
I don't know if there's anybody else. I don't know, honestly, because I don't really watch that much YouTube.
I don't watch any fitness YouTube.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
the thing.
watch any fitness YouTube. I don't know if there's anybody else who fucking can pick up a camera and do what we do. I don't know if there is content out there like that. But I can't.
You're not saying
I can't compare.
We're the only ones. You're just saying I literally don't know.
I literally don't know who else does that, and maybe you guys
think
do,
like
can pick up a camera and
just like film themselves completely authentically.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like Lex is good at it. Like people like Lex. I think Oliver's probably good at it. Obviously, like Dave's good at it, but Dave's kind of switched up his content. I actually really like David's new content. I will say, like,
I don't watch his shit
from a creative standpoint. I don't watch, I can't say I watch all his videos, but once in a while I'll tune in just to kind of see what his videos are like. And he's definitely, he remains at the forefront of creativity in the fitness industry, I'd say. Like he doesn't just follow the norm. He definitely is like a maverick in that sort of way, where he creates content where I'm like, damn, I wouldn't make a video like that, but that was like beautiful to watch, Definitely includes a lot of cinematography, super into that kind of stuff. But when it comes to vlog content, like you were saying, he's also very natural at that too. But that's also because he's been doing it for like fucking 7 years or whatever. But I mean, I'd say that kind of group. I
would say
Anthony's probably pretty comfortable in front of the camera.
Well, he's been doing obviously he's been doing like the little skits in the beginning.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's right. I saw one of those. Yeah. But I think, if he tried, he could. There's definitely other people. But yeah, our channels definitely just revolve around like, this is our normal lives. And then some days we just film them. Yeah. Yeah.
I would say when I started doing my content like that, like I used to do like the eating challenges or like cooking in the kitchen.
Those were funny. I gotta say.
Well, because they were organic. But it was like
scripted, but what you said was organic.
It was a structured vid, I should say. It was structured vid, but what I said, everything I said was organic, but it was like there was a premise to the video. Now there's no premise. It's just like me going to gym, maybe failing a PR or hitting a PR, But I would say my content is like, well, unfortunately, Callum Von Mugger doesn't really make content as much as he did. But like I would say when I was coming up, I was like, okay, I want to make vlogs like Callum did, where it was his day and he would go to the gym and he would have someone film him and it was just literally him working out. And I thought it was the sickest shit ever.
Yeah.
And like, that's who I feel like my content reflects the most of is like, but obviously we do like crazy montages now because the Madrid's kind of nice with the edits and shit. But I would say that blueprint of the vlog fitness is like probably, I think we have it the best because I feel like we don't really have to stress on like, oh, what's the next big thing? What's the next big viral vid? But that's what sucks is I was talking to Eric earlier. I was like, dude, I don't think we're ever going to have a viral vid because we're never going to have like that
pop. Like
fucking
we fucking.
We fucking were aesthetic
we
with
did this
girls.
thing.
Yeah. It's like, holy
We're
shit.
super aesthetic with girls.
Yeah, and that's how I've kind of like, I used to do like kind of the clickbaity titles and like, but now I'm kind of just like, I died law. You know, like
I died
when I did that thumbnail, when I did that
law.
title, I died law with me upside down. That was
got
one,
like 100,000.
That was one of my best vids, and we talked about that title like it was a huge step. Like I was like, yo, I kind of want to title this like maybe something unrelated that I can literally just be like, I died law it was almost like, I mean, this sounds very arrogant, but I was like, I almost want to just be like, yo, I can post this thumbnail and post this title and still get views.
But it was also to prove it to yourself too. Like,
yeah.
I don't need this. Like, my content's good enough.
I don't need a fucking big ass title. I don't need a clickbaity title. I don't need clickbaity thumbnail.
Or it was just
I died
upside
law.
down.
I died law, all lowercase, and I was like, the cults got me. Like they're gonna watch my shit no matter what.
Yeah.
You know? And that was something to prove to myself, like you said, and prove to, like, I don't know, other people. It's just like I can literally just post this and be like,
have you posted the stinky fart vid yet?
No, I have not. But that one's like a whole nother step because it's like
it's not related to the vid at all.
It's literally not related to the
vid. Because Sush was a while ago, he was gonna post a vid and he's like, what should I title this? And I was like, thought about it for a sec. I'm like, title it stinky fart. And
I had it.
Just started laughing.
I had it unlisted as stinky fart, but then I was like, oh no, I actually have a better title.
Yeah.
And so I think,
but eventually you'll have no name for your video and you're like, what do I call this? And the stinky fart will be pulled out of the vault.
Or I'll just do like no name for the video and it's just going to be like a dope thumbnail and then it'll be like vid number, like whatever number vid it is, I'll just name it. Or like I'll just put the date like.
Oh yeah. That would be pretty badass.
Well,
honestly.
or what I'll do is I won't even change the name at all because Madrid, when he has his clips in Final Cut, he'll just make it like we said a funny joke. He'll take like the subject of the joke and make that the title of the Final Cut. Like we'll get like one time with like Joe Dovo, we got tacos. Like that video on his Final Cut was just called Tacos. So like maybe I'll just upload it like that.
Yeah,
just to prove a point.
But I mean, like that content that we're talking about, the kind of corny content, or just like really clickbaity kind of superficial content that is very appealing to the eyeballs and just simply dopaminergic, right?
What's the watch time on those vids? I want to know.
I want to know too. A lot of people probably click. The people that is recommended to probably click and then skim through the vid to try to find the subject of the vid. But we're not saying that it's bad, and it does make money and it gets views. It's just for us, we couldn't take ourselves seriously if we did that. So we can't. So we won't.
Yeah, we won't.
Like, what's the point in you're being like dishonest to your own self? I don't know how to put it, but it's like I don't want to make content where I come out of it and I'm like, that wasn't me, but like people will still watch it. You know?
And I can truly say that, and I know you guys know this, I don't even have to say this, but for someone that might not know us, when the camera's not on, bro, we are identical to what we are when that camera's on. We are literally identical. And there's a lot of people that I can truly say like, yo, honestly, bro, you're different on cam. And like I said,
there's nothing wrong with that.
We're entertainers.
Like, okay, like you're different on cam.
Yeah, you're different on cam. We're entertainers at the end of the day. So like some people do have to put on a show or put on an act where it's like put on a persona where it's like, you got to be different. And maybe because like you're not as okay, maybe we're not identical as we are on the cam because maybe we are a little bit more energetic.
We're definitely more energetic.
Yeah.
Like when the cam's on, I don't become fake, but I'm just like, okay, wake up.
Yeah.
Like I can't just be asleep for my video, you know?
Yeah. But definitely there are, they put on like a mask or whatever just to show who they want to be. But really off cam, they're just a little bit different. And like I said, it's not a bad thing because we are entertainers and when like some people act. And so
we like actors. We watch movies.
Yeah. So, but for us, it's just, I know I don't have to say that because I know you guys know that.
Yeah.
But it's
there's
just like
there's definitely people that I would like there's people that I would collab with and enjoy collabing with them that are different on camera versus off. It's just
I'm not saying I don't like those
it's
people.
not my thing, personally. But
okay, guys, so
we've decided to make this a 2-part podcast because we thought this was going to be like 50 minutes to an hour. It ended up going for 3 hours, just about.
Yeah. So what we just talked about, I believe we just talked about talked about breakups.
Oh wait,
no, yeah. So
this part.
So this podcast that you guys just watched, we talked about breakups, LSD, psychedelics, weed. We talked about like corny fitness, whatever. We ended up talking about all types of like conspiracy and current events and political, our views and stuff like that.
And culture, mainly culture.
And that was about an hour and a half. So what we're going to do,
like modern culture,
we're going to be uploading this on a Tuesday, and then you guys will be able to watch that whole, if you guys want to get into political shit, you can watch that tomorrow.
I don't want it's not political shit though. If you're not interested in politics, you might still be interested in what we talked about, because it's more
conspiracy,
like culture
and conspiracy. We did talk about conspiracy,
we did talk
which
about
I did like.
Conspiracy.
I did like
yes.
that. So you guys can go watch that Wednesday. There will still be an upload Friday with Mila. So we literally have 3 fucking podcasts dropping
in 1
this
week. Yeah,
which is fucking dope. So thank you guys for watching MogCast episode 5, part 1. Fucking dope. If you guys made it all the way to the end, we want you to comment.
LSD cast.
Yeah, yeah. You guys will know why, but comment LSD cast or weed cast.
Yeah, either one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. Just let us know you watched to the end, because that means a lot when I see you guys will literally watch to the end of a fucking hour-long conversation of just James and I, and we really appreciate that. Or call it corny cast, bro, because I just thought of that.
Or stinky fart.
Oh yeah, sure, stinky fart. Whatever.
Any one of those.
Yeah, let us know that you were watching. If you guys want to support the podcast directly, you can buy these. Use code MOG, Final Boss Nation. The code only works for protein bars, by the way. You can't buy supplements because we're with Gorilla Mode. But we like this just because code MOG is like a joint code. And we get a lot of DMs. I don't know which code to use. Because I love you guys both. Use code MOG. That way you don't have to choose.
Yeah.
Okay? And honestly, these are the best protein bars ever. We weren't capping. But this is the end. It's 3:30 a.m. Make sure you guys go watch the podcast tomorrow. Watch the podcast Friday.
Dude, I just want to say podcast tomorrow, like the one after this one, is my favorite piece of content I've ever put on YouTube. Like, I got so much stuff off my chest that I feel like I've never really been able to talk about.
And it was mostly him talking about, like, because I'm not really that
well, you gave your input,
right,
for sure.
But you were definitely getting.
I was getting heated.
My favorite is the one that you guys are gonna watch Friday with Mila.
That was a good one too.
She's so sweet. I love Mila.
Friendly.
I love Mila. All right.
We got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching.
We love you guys, and watch tomorrow. Watch Friday. Leave a fucking comment. Go follow the Instagram at MogCast. Go follow our Instagram, Sushbra James English _James English.
And if you're watching this video and you watched all the way to the end and you're not subscribed,
yeah, you guys need to subscribe, because I don't know why we average 100K a video, and then our sub count is like 30K.
Yeah.
We're about to hit 30K.
Oh, really?
Or like,
holy shit.
Like probably in a couple of days, especially after these episodes. But go fuck with us on all our socials. We will go talk to you later, guys. We love you all. Go watch the podcast tomorrow. Wait.